I welcome back everyone again. Up next, we have an impactful session on how to get campus placement in 2023 and beyond by Dr. Mathew CD, who will let us unlock the strategies, skills, and insights essential to stand out in this competitive job market and secure most coveted positions in the top-notch companies. Please welcome with a round of applause.
Good afternoon. How about your stay in IIIT Kottayam? Did you enjoy the campus with a lot of natural beauty and greenery? Okay, and how about the lunch here? Did you enjoy the lunch? Very much. Okay. I assume that what you said is positive. Okay. I can ensure that you have rated our lunch out of 5 out of 5. Am I right? Okay, okay. Anyway, happy to see happy faces. Okay. And I believe majority of the students are from third year. Am I right? Okay. So basically, the initial presentation is about how to start a placement cell in the campus and how to go ahead with the placements and how students can contribute towards the placement cell. Okay. I believe that in your campus also, students are part of the campus placement process and they interact with the company and they are involved in the shortlisting process and they invite the company to the campus and ultimately coordinate the event also. Am I right? Are you doing the same thing in your campus? Yes. So one more thing that I want to say that we are not an excluder or exclusive campus. The thing is that several times we also conducted joint campus placements here, because I don't know about the logistics from Europe to here, but the thing is that for companies like IBS, companies like some other companies also, we had conducted many joint campus placements. So we invited semi-government colleges as well as government colleges, private colleges, and many other campuses also. Okay. So if that purely depends on the company, if the company permits it, we don't have any reservations in bringing up another campus participating in the process. Okay. And one more thing that I want to say about the product-based companies as well as the service-based companies, because as far as my experience is concerned, totally I got some 18 years experience in coordinating campus hiring. Okay. So I have got the experience that in certain, not all the product-based companies like Amazon, Google, Microsoft, or Facebook. Okay, some of the product-based companies allow self-financing colleges and as well as private colleges to participate in. Okay, the fact is that if a service-based company selects 50 students, obviously a product-based company selects only 5 or 6. Okay, and basically the package is also different. You will get 2 times or 3 times better package compared to that of a service-based company. And one more thing that I want to ask you, because basically the earlier presentation by Aditya, I believe you have enjoyed it. Okay. And one more thing that I want to say that he is from batch 2022. Okay. At that point of time, initially he had appeared for some 5 to 6 campus drives and he could not get through. Thing is that later on he had mastered the tricks of the trade. Okay. Are you getting me? Okay. So he had gone through the coding platforms. He had gone through some YouTube videos as well as online platforms. And you don't need to spend anything. The only thing is that you can master your skills through online platforms. Say, for example, how many of you have heard about CS50 by Harvard? Because it is a good online course for computer fundamentals. Okay. The fact is that once you clear the aptitude test, shall we say the coding round, the next round is a technical interview. In technical interview, they may go deeply in the fundamentals. Okay. Yes, obviously, even if you had cleared the coding round, they will ask you to write the code. Okay. Because camera is enabled, webcam is enabled. You need to write the code in presence of them. And you need to elaborate it, data structure, algorithm, everything you need to elaborate it. Actually, how it happened so? Because already you had cleared the proctored online test through webcam. Are you sure about, have you got any idea about what is a proctored online test using webcam? Have you got an idea about that? Oh, yes, please tell. That's all. Actually, the fact is that all the coding rounds are proctored online using webcams, and it is having certain AI features also. Okay. Say, for example, if you change the window 2 or 3 times, it automatically gets locked. And if you dim your light also, again, it will go against you. Okay. And again, if you have got the tendency to copy it down also, it will find out. Thing is that we have conducted many online tests for different companies. At the end of the test, they had published a credibility score. Can you imagine what is a credibility score? Credibility score means, suppose out of 100, your credibility score is 20. Is it a desirable one or undesirable one? That means you tried to change your window, you have dimmed your light, and you have looked here and there. Okay, and ultimately that goes against you. So thing is that the online test itself is a proctored one, and I'm not exactly boasting, and I am just telling according to what really happened here. We had generated 45 lakhs offer, 58.3 lakhs offer, 30 lakhs offer for 11 or 15 students. Okay, and all this process have been done through online mode. None of the process has been conducted either hybrid or on-site mode. Okay. The fact is that initially, what happens initially, you get invited to a room, and an interactive room. It is called pre-placement talk. Pre-placement talk really happens through online mode. Okay. Once the pre-placement talk happens, what is the next process? Obviously, there is an aptitude test. And which are the elements included in an aptitude test? Arithmetic, reasoning, logical ability, obviously a buying test level. Okay. Obviously, when people were concentrating purely on service-based company, they used to have textbook like logical reasoning by R.S. Agarwal and some other books, and more puzzles to puzzle you by Shakuntala Devi. These were the books students used to crack the aptitude round. Okay. And many colleges actually concentrate on cracking the aptitude test, then the soft skill side, group discussions and interviews. Okay. But these days, maybe after the COVID or post-COVID period, do they really conduct group discussion? Maybe out of 100, how many companies really conduct group discussions? Because we said that technology is changing day by day, and the recruitment process itself is changing year after year. Okay. And I believe out of 100, maybe 5 or 6 companies these days conduct group discussions, because process has become virtual. There are limitations in conducting group discussions through virtual mode. And earlier also, big names like Infosys, TCS were not much interested in conducting group discussions. Okay. So process is getting changed year after year. And the first pre-placement talk, obviously it is an interactive session. You can ask questions after the session. And basically, I am asking you, can you skip a pre-placement talk, or does it help you during HR interview? Basically, career mapping is being done during the pre-placement talk. Okay. Say, for example, one can go through this particular career and become a system designer or system developer towards the end of his career. Okay. During your HR interview, the person may ask you, what is your career goal? What do you say? I want to become a poet. Is it a right answer? You can say that I can become a system designer or system developer, because it shows your career path exactly. Okay. And after the pre-placement talk, the next round is, as I said, an online aptitude test. And those who clear the online aptitude test is again invited for the technical test, the coding test. And obviously, in the morning session, Dr. Evin had elaborated about different coding platforms, HackerEarth, HackerRank, CodeChef, LeetCode, okay. And try to get yourself polish your skills using these coding platforms and try to have a valid coding scores, okay. Obviously, we have got some students with a 4-star or 5-star in HackerEarth and HackerRank. And some of the IIIT is the old IIITs like IIIT Allahabad, IIIT Hyderabad. This is International Institute of Information Technology. They were able to produce at least 20 5-star or 6-star codes in HackerRank platforms. So what is the advantage of having a better coding rank? Placement officer's job is much reduced. If you have got a 6-star coding in HackerRank or HackerEarth or any universally accepted platform, you will get direct interview offer from Facebook, Google, or Microsoft. So I don't need to run around people. I don't need to invite them. I don't need to send mail. Okay. And these are all open platforms. You can also think about having an account in one of the coding platforms and develop your skills. Okay. Now the coding round or the technical test round is over. What is the next round? Technical interview. Okay. In technical interview, you can expect questions really from data structure, algorithm, coding, and you may be even asked to write the code. Okay. As students, because students have got a different psychology, because we all are human beings. Because what happens that when it was purely online, one person who is good at coding developed the source code and spread the code across the WhatsApp group, and ultimately everybody got the right answer. Okay. It happens because it is human tendency. Then what happens during the technical interview? Certain students openly admitted that we have not done it by ourselves because we had either copied it down from the website or it got circulated among us. Okay. So technical interview can be 2 rounds or 3 rounds, depending on the CTC, cost to the company, or shall we say salary, and as well as the nature of the company. Some startups conduct 2 or 3 rounds. Some product-based companies conduct 2 or 3 rounds. Okay. And obviously, we may also get feedback from the company about the performance of the students. Some of them advise that the students need to participate in competitive coding. And some of them are even advise that they don't have much exposure in networking and operating systems. Okay. So if you are particular about a higher package and a better product-based company, you need to develop your technical knowledge. Okay. Then after the technical round, how about the HR round? Chances of elimination these days are much less, maybe hardly 5%. Okay. So in HR round, actually, what happens is that be what you are. That means you don't need to be over smart. You don't need to be panic. You don't need to express yourself too much. You don't need to showcase yourself much. Just present yourself, because you are getting hired not for your straight smartness, actually for your coding skills and technical skills. Okay. So even I have been coordinating this campus drives for the last 5 years here. So what happened that earlier I got some feedback from one of the companies. I have referred a student for one of the product-based company, and engineering director is my friend. And at the end of the technical interview, the engineering director told me that student is good at programming language, but very poor at verbal language, but still he got selected. So please don't think that I am giving you directions in the negative way. But thing is that you don't need to have Shakespeare in English. You don't need to have Shashi Tharoor's good English. Okay, the only thing is that a good English without much grammatical flaws, that is more than sufficient. Okay. And now, as your third-year students, let us have a quick glance on how to have an effective placement cell. So obviously, all the placements works towards this direction, getting the students placed and making them employment ready. The employment ready part is actually upskilling the students. Okay, there are different ways for upskilling the students. As I said earlier, the technology that we used some 5 to 6 years back doesn't hold good now. And basically now online platforms are available because here actually in order to grab things and in order to understand things, basically I interact with the students because they are better teachers, especially in, it is a basically placement itself is a new trend. Okay. So I interact with them and how did you get placed in this startup with the lucrative job offers? Okay. They used to say that, sir, in addition to what I learned in classrooms, I had gone through many online materials and he had shared the online material links also, and also some YouTube videos, and 5 to 6 months rigorous preparation using online material really helped us. And one of the things that I want to say that most of the online resources used these days, especially YouTube videos, they elaborate in Hindi. I think you can grasp it and follow it. They are not much bothered about presenting it in English. Okay, most of the YouTube videos as well as the coding platforms, basically it is done by students, but they elaborate, even though it is from IIT Kharagpur and some other places, actually it is through our national language Hindi. Okay, so you need to understand Hindi a bit also, otherwise, anyway, technical skills matters a lot. Okay. And obviously, as you are working part of your placement cell, you need to maintain a database of potential recruiters. Again, it got changed. Now we need to maintain a database of LinkedIn contacts. Almost all the HRs are in LinkedIn. If somebody leaves a particular company, it is also posted in LinkedIn. So try to have a clear idea about the placement talent acquisition leads of different companies and invite them. Obviously, your placement cell is supposed to do it. And once you post your college brochure and other things, obviously you will get a mail, the invitation for campus hiring. Oh, and also you can enhance your database through Hindu, and as well as there may be Dinamani or Dinamalar in your Tamil, and they also publish opportunities. Am I right? Do they publish opportunities on Wednesdays? Must be. Yes or no? New, eh? You are from Bihar. Okay. And who is from the Erode Engineering College? You are from Bihar. Okay. Must be a Erode native. Okay. They also publish the opportunities. I believe so. Okay. So the database could be enhanced and identify the proper HR contacts and get in touch with them through email and mobile. Okay. Maintain the database of students also. Obviously, a Google form is getting circulated among the students, and those who are interested for placements can apply for that. And it needs to get downloaded as an Excel sheet. No other forms are really accepted by the recruiter. Okay. And the first stage is actually the aptitude test, and the next stage is soft skills. Okay. So, and in aptitude test, basically the verbal reasoning is there, non-verbal reasoning is there, mathematical ability is there, numerical ability is there, and in current affairs, it happens only in the case of some banks recruiting. Okay, here also people get selected in scheduled banks and other type of banks. Okay, and these are the elements which are included in the soft skills part: group discussions, personal interview. Personal interviews, as I said earlier, it happens after the coding round. So chances of elimination, and it is much limited for the personal interview. So how do you get trained in your institution? Because do you have somebody from the mathematics department or somebody from the English faculty department who comes at least 2 hours in a week? I'm asking you. Somebody is there or not? because basically it is known as Department of Training and Placements. For the upskilling part, I am asking, do you have somebody from the mathematics department or English department who devotes at least 2 hours in a week? Or is there any external agency who comes for training of the students? What is the system you have got for getting yourself trained? Only online platforms, or still you are about to get ventured into it? Okay, and their core areas are? Okay. South side, and which are the areas they concentrate? They concentrate on soft skills or aptitude or coding round? Okay, very good, very good. This your college in Erode. Okay, okay, fine. So that is why it needs to be done. And obviously a hands-on training helps the students a lot. Okay. And identifying students for the placement work, that is important. And identifying companies also important. And making students available for drives. And one more thing that I want to say that please don't create a master database and present the database to all the companies depending on the cutoff for criteria. Okay. And obviously you need to circulate a link for registration, or who are interested for placements can appear for that. Say, for example, service-based company, you present a database of 200 to the particular company. Obviously, there may be biotechnology students, bioinformatics students, and students from mechanical, civil. They are not much, we cannot push them for placements in IT companies, especially if it is not their cup of tea. Okay. And if you just send a database of 200 and only 150 turns up, what happens? The HR will fire the placement officer, and obviously it will get reflected in the number of placements at the end of the day also. So make sure that only those who are interested appear. So circulate a form and ask the students to apply. Okay. And training on aptitude test, GED and interview, I believe you are moving in that right direction. And obviously these things, obviously you may be aware, and there are some online platforms like Waze, Wipro Academy of Software Excellence, WIMS, Wipro Infrastructure Management Systems, NestUp by TCS, and obviously display the placement information. And please do understand that these platforms are available at free of cost. Okay. And also there is a recently developed very good platform by Infosys. Any idea about that? Your college must be a partner of Infosys through the MOU, Springboard. You are doing the courses of Springboard. And if you take the test and if you score beyond a particular limit, automatically you will get the interview call from the company. Okay. Yeah, obviously somebody asked something. So some 1,200 different courses are available through the Springboard platform. Okay. So on-campus drives, obviously there is a pre-placement talk. Interview process is there, and you need to take care of the hospitality of the team that visits the campus and make them comfortable. That's all important thing. And also make sure that the pre-placement talk is just not a ritual, because basically it's a question and answer session, and it helps you to understand the nature of the company. And it is supposed to be a question and answer session, the pre-placement talk. Okay. And upskilling that I told earlier, Infosys Campus Connect. The Campus Connect has been made into online platform. Now it is known as Infosys Springboard, and Mission 10X by Wipro. And again, they have got some particular courses like Waze, Wipro Academy of Software Excellence, Wipro Infrastructure Management Systems, and campus community of TCS, because in Kerala, we have got a technical university called KTU, Kerala Technological University. And this campus community, TCS has signed an MOU with the Technological University. And some of the upskilling have been done through this campus community platform. Okay. So you can use either one of these. And if still there are other material which are readily available and also that helps you better, definitely you can think about that. Okay, these are all basics idea, but old ones also, if YouTube videos are better available, or as I said earlier, CS50 by Harvard, or the MIT course displayed by Dr. Ebinsar in the morning, if these are better platforms, you can think about using it also. Okay. And this is all about the upskilling side and also the placement cell setting up. Okay. And thing is that my time has been allotted between 2 to 3. If time permits, I can go ahead with the resume building. Otherwise, and if you have got any doubt on this particular session, and especially, first of all, do understand that placement is not a complex process. You can get hired. And the only thing is that they don't need a extra brilliant or extra genius people. The only thing is that if you are just above average, or if you just crack the aptitude and present yourself well, you will get through. Okay. And any particular question about placements, hiring, nature of the companies, or something else, you can ask me now. Eh? Anybody? Huh. Okay. And because it is in hybrid mode, students are attending online also. If anybody is in the online, they can also. So no question at all. Because it is too easy to understand, or is it a bit sleepy in the afternoon, or any other reason? Because can I have one question? Because I would like to answer your queries if something is there. Yes.
Sir, I have a query. What are the necessary things we have to build a perfect resume?
Perfect resume. Okay. I will rush ahead with it. And there is a presentation which was created exclusively for a perfect resume. And one more thing that I want to say, that please be seated. One more thing that I want to say, that these days technology has been improving like anything. Say, for example, ChatGPT. Okay. You can even write a book after giving the contents and the topic. They will chapterize you and write some pages for you, write some chapters for you. Okay. And obviously, if you just give some ideas, definitely it will create a resume. Okay, ChatGPT. And there is nothing wrong in using a technology when it is readily available. Okay. Say, for example, imagine yourself as the CEO of a company. Do you hire a driver who cannot use Google Maps? Because he is supposed to drive through Google Maps. So after 5 years, just like we are using Google, this particular thing, ChatGPT, may become much more common. And the only thing is that now they have got a lot of limitations. Okay. And even big CEOs opposing it, they would say that it will vanish some jobs, and ultimately it will not help the people, and it will take away the jobs, and it will kill the career. And a lot of reservations are there. And as we had seen in the morning sessions, and even though ChatGPT may generate a code, it may be having errors and some sort of things we had heard in the morning. But obviously, you don't need to labor hard. ChatGPT will generate a CV for you. But with the 10 minutes, I will give you a brief idea on a resume building. I have got only 10 minutes anyway. If it is because resume building. Yes. So basically, resume is known as a window, or shall we say, an 8-minute brochure. And as you could say, it is all about creating a first impression. Okay, say for example, for internship and other things, I just sent 25 or 30 resumes from here. And say for example, Robert Bosch, Herman. Herman is actually a Samsung company. And if I send 25 or 30 resumes, ultimately 6 or 8 get shortlisted. It depends on the content of the resume, and as well as the presentability of the resume, and as well as the attractiveness of the resume. So it is up to you to create an impressive resume. And resume is something that creates the first impression. So it is up to you to create an impressive resume. Let us go through the contents of a good resume. So why should it be good? Because it is the first thing that you send to a company. Okay. And obviously the HR asks questions based on your resume, and your ultimate aim is to pass the or get through the interview. Okay. And it is really a brochure, and actually it is an 8-minute test, because to evaluate the resume, one may not take more than 8 minutes. Not 8 minutes, not 8 seconds. Okay. And the most important thing is that don't write a 2 or 3 or 5-page resume. Basically, it should be brief and readable, or shall we say, the content should be coherently expressed. What do you know by coherently expressed? That means easily followable. Okay, easily understandable. Okay. And resume, obviously, it needs to have a heading. Heading, what could be the heading? Your name. Basically, the heading is supposed to be your, I will display the sample resume, is supposed to be your name and objective. And one more thing that I want to say, that people don't spend much time on writing an objective. Okay, what happens is that if 40 students appear for an interview from a particular college, we can see that all the 40 students are having the same objective. It should not happen. And also another thing is that there may be 1 or 2 people who are very good at English. They must be having Shakespeare in English, or they must have studied in ICSE school from the LKG, UKG. So they must be having beautiful English. So they write the English objective and others copy it down. Okay. So it is also not good. And one more thing is that another easy option, people find that they copy down the objective from the Naukri or Monster. Is it fine? So after the recruitment, what happens that the HR manager is not having much job. Okay, they usually go through the Monster, Naukri, Bait, and other career-oriented websites. Ultimately, what happens that they identify that this is a Naukri resume, Naukri objective, or Monster resume, Monster objective. So objective has to be a unique one, and it should be created by you yourself. Okay, and objective. And your education, the last one, if you are studying in B.Tech, B.Tech has to be highlighted first, then your +2, 10th, and it goes on like that. And related skills, if you have got a Java skills, or shall we say RDBMS, C# or something like that, it needs to be highlighted. Okay. And references, always make sure that you give reference of somebody and that person knows you. Okay, otherwise, because what happens is that I just say the example of one company. I don't want to specify the name of the company. Things are happening completely online. and the classes were online. I did not see the faces of any student. Okay. So what happened is that for our internship, one HR rang me and asked about a particular student. Is he a good student? Because I didn't want to spoil his career. I said, he is a very good student. He is punctual. Is he punctual? I said, punctual. He is a cooperative or social or outgoing type. I said, he is an extrovert. Then towards the end, the company person said that while interviewed him, we got the impression that he's a bit shy. Is it something like that? Because again, I didn't want to spoil his career. I said that no, he is basically an outgoing type, an extrovert, nothing to worry at all. Okay. Then I asked the class rep whether these characteristics are right or not, correct or not. He said that this person doesn't talk much. He's a very shy person. Okay. So thing is that don't imagine that everyone says lies in order to save you. Okay. So you need to have good rapport with your references, and that reference is supposed to give you good impression. So give the reference of people who have got good rapport with you. Okay. References and experience. Basically, your internship experience can be highlighted, and activities or hobbies. Say, for example, normally the questions comes from what you have highlighted in your resume. Say, for example, if you have just highlighted your hobby as cricket, okay, they are not going to ask you where should Virat Kohli bat or something like that. Okay, they should ask you what is the latest LBW rule. Okay, they will go deep into that. And if you just highlight that your hobby is music, okay, they don't say they will ask you what is the latest album you had attended it and who is the composer of that. Okay, so basically a resume can either kill you or save you. So it all depends on what you have highlighted on the resume. Okay. So my time is almost over. Still, as you had asked it, I'm just rushing through the slides. Okay. Preferably at the top, in the center or right side, name, address, and phone number. Okay. And always make sure that phone number that you give is, excuse me, do I need to wind up? Okay. So I thought it is information for me. Okay. So the phone number is actually should be reachable. Okay. While you give a phone number, make sure that you get it supplemented by one more thing, so that if one phone number is not reachable, at least the other may reachable. Okay. Name, address, phone number, email. It should be accessible after graduation, especially if it is in the domain of the institute or the college. It may have got longevity for 6 months after your graduation. So, and professional address, and also here I am giving you the email IDs, the preferable and as well as the desirable email IDs. So imagine that you have an email ID like this, beerbongking@hotmail.com. Does it have a professional look? No. Okay. Or James Bond 007@readymail.com. Okay. So these are the email IDs that should not be there. I have highlighted on the left, not. Okay. Slacker_35. This kind of email ID should not be there. And the last one also. Okay. While I highlight, please understand that these things are not advised or desirable. Okay. And phone numbers, it should be reachable. If possible, supplement number with the landline number also. There should not be message like a number does not exist or not reachable. And heading example. This is a desirable one. Current address, permanent address. Current address is obviously your college address. And at the middle, your name is getting highlighted and it is a heading. This is what supposed to do. And this is what don't supposed to do. Okay. The problem is that while I highlight two things on a single slide, don't get confused that the second one is advised, first one is not advised. Okay. So objective I have already elaborated. So don't write a big objective or a novel. And because I like to work in a stable company because it shows that you fear something. Okay. So I smell fear, and there should not be too brief or too narrow objectives. And this is one of the objectives that you can think about to obtain an entry-level field engineering position with this particular company, and hence to grow with the company. Okay. Education, as I said earlier, the last one you studied, if B.Tech honors are there, it needs to be highlighted. Degrees, majors, and always include your CGPA. If you are not highlighting CGPA, they get the assumption that your CGPA is below 6 or something like that. So present your CGPA also. Experience, because it is actually not much relevant for you. So make sure that the experience that you highlight is about your internship or some projects that you have done. Related skills, and minimize this field because there should not be much related things and activities. I already told that if you are part of any music club, IEDC, because it all shows your leadership qualities. If you are part of computer society or IIIIT, it needs to be highlighted because obviously there has got a value for that. Athletic groups, hobbies, references, I already told that. Personal, scholastic, and professional, especially if somebody can refer you from your internship company, that's also well and good. Okay. And there are platforms like Grammarly and as well as other platforms for checking your spelling and grammar. And the font preferable is tall. Heading can be 14 or 16. And categorize information. And 1 page for a bachelor's resume. Okay, for a bachelor degree or a fresher's job, 1 page resume is well and good. And e-resumes, basically, if you are applying for a job outside in Middle East, there are platforms like D-IIIT. Okay, and they get thousands or lakhs of resumes. And how do they categorize your resume? It is based on keywords. Okay. While you write your keywords, if you just write sales, so say for example, you must have done a project in sales. Okay, if you are highlighting sales or sales administration, what happens is that your resume directly goes to the marketing side instead of the software side. So actually, it is getting sorted out through the AI platforms. Okay, so make sure that keywords are important while you apply online. So it's all about the resume building, and you need to have a good idea about the company, research the company and USL, be ready to back up anything on the resume. Have at least 2 friends proofread your resume and ask them to be critic. So I had rushed through this particular PowerPoint. I think I had hardly taken some 10 minutes or 12 minutes, and something if you want to clarify something, you can ask because my time is already exceeded. I was supposed to wind up at 3 o'clock. Okay. Anything you need to clarify on the resume side?
Sir, is it necessary to put our personal details in the resume, sir?
By personal information, what do you mean?
Father's name, mother's name, date of birth, blood group.
DOB is very important.
Okay.
Blood group actually happens towards the end of the selection process. They collect your blood group. They collect more in your Aadhaar card, PAN card details, and as well as your passport details. Everything they collect, provided you get selected.
Okay.
And the thing is that it is always desirable to have a 1-page resume with the minimum information, and as well as that highlights your skills. Initially, you get hired for your skills, not because of your personal information.
Yes, sir.
Even if you highlight that I got this, I know this particular vice chancellor or particular ADGP or DGP, that doesn't give any impact on your resume. The only thing is that what you know as a professional, what is your computer skills, what is your coding skills, what is your data structures knowledge, that kind of things you need to highlight, and obviously give more importance on the internship side also, because internship is a hands-on experience, even if it is online.
So if we don't have a reference person, means what we have to do, sir?
Reference is very important. The fact is that here public sector companies also come here. Okay. Once the entire process is over, even after you get joined in the company, there is chance that there are the people will contact with your college or your HOD or principal or whoever it is. So reference is important.
Thank you, sir.
On behalf of the entire participants, we extend our heartfelt gratitude for your enlightened session. Your valuable expertise and guidance have equipped us with essential tools to excel in competitive market. Thank you, Dr. Mathew. I would like to invite Dr. Panjami V, HOD of Cybersecurity Department, to give Dr. Mathew a token of gratitude.